Hi guys, it's Carol from Cape Cod Cottage Garden. It is Saturday, what's the date? Saturday, June 3rd, and I still don't have my tomatoes in the ground. So today is the day I'm just gonna put my tomatoes in. I planned on building this elaborate, elaborate for me, tomato trellis, and I have everything I need, the stringing system, the little clamps, everything. But it is cold here today. It is 52 degrees, and 52 doesn't sound cold, but when it's overcast, cloudy, and threatening rain, it's been sprinkling on and off. I'm not gonna build the trellis, but I wanna get my tomatoes in because they are definitely suffering from being in the pots for way too long. So I'm gonna put the tomatoes in. That's the first thing I'm doing. If the rain holds out, I'll show you a little bit around the garden, what's growing. I'm having a few, remember I told you that I'd tell you the positives and the negatives. Some of my broccoli has bolted, my spinach has bolted, which is to be expected. It's getting pretty warm here. Yesterday we spent the whole day at the beach. It was ridiculously gorgeous. So that's the Cape though, gorgeous one day. We gotta have some rain. I'm happy for the rain actually, because my inside of my house is a disaster because I haven't done anything because it's been too beautiful outside. So if it rains this weekend, that's okay. The soil needs the water, the plants need the water, and my house needs cleaning. So let's get planting some tomatoes. So this is what I have for tomatoes. I separated them all out so I can kind of plan which ones I'm gonna plant, which one I'm gonna give away. Over here are the San Marzano tomatoes. I feel like all my tomatoes are a bit leggy, but I'm gonna prune off the bottoms and plant them pretty deep. And I have how many San Marzanos? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 San Marzanos. I have, what is this? This poor tomato never even got potted up. Oh, a Sun Gold, that goes over here. So I have 6 San Marzanos. Don't mind my mess here. I have chaos, as always. These are my Sun Golds, right here. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sun Golds. Now my Granaderos, which is a plum tomato, they didn't do great. They all flopped over. They're probably just really tired of being in these pots, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those also. And for beefsteaks, I have right over here. The beefsteaks look pretty good, even though they're tall, a little leggy, but sorry, I'm like literally stepping over plants. These are my beefsteaks and I have 4 of them. So, and over here are my basil plants, which I also let get very leggy and they really desperately want out of these pots. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basils. I gotta pinch those back, give them some food, get them in some nice soil. And I have one pathetic, well actually there's 2 plants here, spoon tomato. Not even sure if I'm gonna plant that one. So my original plan was, let me show you. I'm sorry, this is shaky camera, I'm freezing. When you walk in my garden, as you know, this is the way we enter. Along the back of that bed, I was gonna plant tomatoes, and all along this bed, I was gonna plant tomatoes. I have some kind of trellising set up there, but nothing yet. I have to do stuff here too. But I have way more tomatoes that would fit because I was gonna give them 2 square feet per plant. Maybe I'll plant them 1. Square foot gardening calls for 1 tomato per square foot. I am a novice gardener, so I read somewhere that if you're a novice gardener and you're not good at pruning, to give them 2 square feet. But I think I'm gonna try, depending on how many I have, I might plant them 2, I might plant them 1. So we'll see. So let me think about where I'm gonna place these plants and start putting them in. Lots to think about. Okay guys. My head is cut off, but in order to see what I'm doing here, you can't see my head. So I think I told you guys before, when I originally planned this garden, this is so silly, I was going to have at least 2 feet of space beyond this bed, because this one's only 2 feet, but my other beds are 3 feet. In order to reach across comfortably, I wanted to access from both sides. But when Mr. Hubby and I struggled building this fence, oh my gosh, the way it worked out, it was just so much easier just to make the fence close to the ends of the beds. But now I have to squish my body in here in order to access this side. But I gotta live with it. What can I do? So the first thing I'm gonna plant is the Granaderos, which look really sad. For some reason, my Granaderos like a floppy. I'm hoping they bounce back once I get them in the soil. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to wear gloves because I'm freezing, first of all. I am basically just gonna plant them pretty deep. Let me move this landscape staple so I can move my drip. First I'm just gonna loosen the soil. And then I'm gonna dig a hole, pretty deep. Oh my gosh, I forgot my spade, my hand spade. I'll go get it. I'll just do this one by hand and then I'll get my hand spade. Because I really want to plant these in deep because they're really floppy. So I'm gonna have to dig really deep. You know what? Hang on, let me go get my hand spade. Okay guys. I'm back. And yes, I'm in sloppy sweatpants because it is freezing. Not the ideal time, but I want to get these tomatoes in because they're really suffering. All right, so we dig a nice deep hole. This soil is so amazing. I'm so glad I took the time and the expense to do the Mel's mix. I think it's really helped. If the rain holds out, like I said before, I will show you around the garden a little bit. Okay, I guess that's good. I have no idea what these tomatoes are gonna look like. They're not doing well, and I'm hoping they have a good root system. So in the hole, let me just see how deep this is gonna be. That's pretty good. I guess that's pretty good. Let me see, this looks like a really weak plant, to be honest with you. It's got a decent root system. You probably can't see from there, and I can't bring it closer. It's got a decent root system. Let me place it down. To the hole, I'm gonna put a little bit, just because I don't have any tomato tone, tiny bit of biotone. A little bit of plant tone. And then I'm gonna put some bone meal. I wish I had some calcium too, but I don't. I don't even have any eggshells. So I'm gonna put a little bone meal on the bottom. Stir that in a little bit. Place my tomato in the hole. And backfill. Come on, tomato. I might have to put like a little stake on this or something because it's looking pretty sad. Oh, and I just broke off a branch, so that helps. That's helpful, Carol. It's very windy, so I hope you can hear me. Let's see. Come on, little tomato. Am I gonna have to stake you already? The other thing is it's really windy today. It's just not ideal. Let me see. Well, it looks a little better. Hopefully, what I'm hoping is that since I buried it deep, that roots will grow all along that stem that I buried. Tomatoes do grow more roots. They have these little hairs all on the stem, and that's where the roots grow from. So let's hope. And now that I have it in the ground, I am going to trim off this bottom leaf here because it looks like it's hurting, diseased and dying and yucky and yellow. And it's too close to the ground, and I don't want to introduce any fungus or anything from the ground to get up into the plant. So I'll throw that away. I kind of want to take off this one too. I think I will. I'll take that one off too. And then I am going to probably stake this somehow because it's sad. I'll just put a bamboo stake for now with some clips until I can get my real trellis up. So let me move on to the... Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to plant the rest and then come back because I'm in a really awkward position to film and to get this done. So hang on and I'll show you at the end, okay? Okay guys, I just went to my shed and I grabbed some short bamboo stakes, and I have these little clamps that I'm going to use just to temporarily hold my tomatoes because it's going to be very windy and stormy the next day or so, and I don't want them to get broken. So these little things, I got this idea from James Prigioni, I think his name is. He has a great YouTube channel. Right now I can't think of the name of the channel. I'll try to put it in the description below. So if you just press the show more button, it will be down there. So you just put them on around the tomato and they just clamp them like that. And so then when if you want to take these off, just press that little lever there and open it up. So let me go try to support this one a little bit. I'm going to turn the camera down, so hang on. So I think if I just, shove this in the ground like that. Put my little tomato clamp like down here. There we go. Just to keep it from getting totally blown around. There we go. Just like that. I'll give you a close-up view of it when I'm done. Actually, I don't like the way this is in. I'm just going to put it straighter. There we go. That's better. Give it a little support, just so the wind doesn't really knock it over. So let me turn the camera off. I'm going to plant up everything else, and I'll show you when we're done. Because I'm working in an incredibly tight space and being incredibly awkward. I can't even see you guys. Be right back. Before I go any further, I want to show you how I am pruning my tomatoes. The thing about tomatoes, if you want to avoid them getting fungus disease and all kinds of stuff, you want good airflow near the base of the plant. Actually all over the plant, but basically on the base of the plant, you want good airflow. You don't want it to be too humid and wet. And certainly when you want to water the soil only. You never want to water the leaves, because the leaves, if they get wet, that's when you can get like the fungus and all those problems, those tomato diseases. So when I'm planting them, as they're growing, you want to plant off the sucker and pull off the suckers. Now the suckers are these little things that grow. Here's the leaf stem right here. And those you can just kind of just pinch off. You want to take those off. Because if those grow, then you're going to have this real thick, bushy plant down the bottom. Not good airflow, inviting diseases, okay? So pick off all the suckers. This is for indeterminate tomatoes, so tomatoes that keep growing. Not one, you don't have to do this to determinate tomatoes. Indeterminate tomatoes are the type of tomatoes that will grow, keep growing taller, and they produce all season long. Once they stop producing, they'll go until the frost. Determinate potatoes, they get to like a certain height, they have one big flush of fruit, and then they're done. But these are indeterminate. So after I take off the suckers, I'm going to take off all the lower stems like this. Okay, just like that. Missed one sucker right there. So when I plant this tomato, I'm going to plant it like up to here. Just to give it, if you can see on the tomato, I don't know if you can see, if I do that, they have little hairs on them, on the stem, and roots will grow off of those hairs. So you'll establish a nice, firm root system to bring nutrients to the plant and produce more tomatoes. Just getting these suckers off. Like, look at this one up here. That's gotta go. Bye-bye. Oops, sorry. Too close. So now I'm gonna probably plant it up here, up to about here or whatever, here or here. And then I'll probably end up taking this one off too, but let's see. But I just wanted to show you that before I put them all on the ground. So let me go finish and I'll show you at the end. Okay guys, I finished planting the tomatoes and the basils. I actually hilled up my potatoes too. But I'll give you a little look-see of what I did. Don't mind the mess, I still have to clean up, but I'm trying to get this done before the rain. You can hear the wind in the background, it's kind of stormy today. So over here I put my 2 Granadero tomatoes. Those were pretty sad looking, so I staked them up with bamboo poles just for temporary staking. And I use these little clips like that. I put in 3 basils here. This is also sad looking basil. So I have the 2 Granaderos and 2 sun golds that look decent. And then over in this bed, I put 1, 2, 3, 4 San Marzanos. I staked them up the same way. I showed you how I trimmed the bottom. And then 1, 2, 3 beef steaks. And then 2 basils, which look pretty sad. This is in this bed I do have marigolds, nasturtium, 3 different kinds of peppers, cayenne long, jalapenos, which you can see they're almost ready to be picked. Bell peppers, I think I showed you guys these before, and Gemina Ardello peppers, which are really growing beautifully, and some more marigolds. I hilled up my peppers, my potatoes a little bit today. I ran out of soil, so a few of the bags I didn't get done. I'm using these bootstrap farmer bags, the colorful bags. See them? They've been working out really great. So I just basically dump the soil in the top of the bag, give it a shake. First, I remove the drip. I have drip emitters in there. I just lift it out a little bit, dump the soil in, and give it a shake to level out the soil, and that's all I do to hill them up. This bed has cosmos, which is just about to bloom. Some more peppers, Jimmy Nardellos and bells. Look at this bell pepper. It's forming a weird shape. I don't know why. See how grooved it is? I don't know. It's kind of weird, but this one's also growing over here. Oops, can't see it really well. That's right there. And I love this Cinderella peach zinnia. I have 2 garlics there, but oops, sorry for my fingers, but I planted them late. This is the bed that last weekend I planted dragon's tongue beans and bush beans, and they're all coming up. You can see them all coming up right there. That's the bush beans, and this is the dragon's tongue beans, all coming up really nicely. And then back here in the corner, I have my sunflower coming up. And I did put 1 bachelor button here. The bachelor buttons I planted in my cut flower garden got eaten by bunnies. This is where I put the butternut squash, and there's some coming up. There's 1, 2, 3. I only planted 3, I think, because they grow crazy. These are my blushing, not bashful beets. I think these might be almost ready to harvest. I gotta look at the time I put those in and when they come to be ready. This is my second patch of Solaris radishes, which we ate. And these are my, what are these? Oh, my watermelon radishes, and they should be done like in the next day or so. I mean, maybe I can pick one today. These are more bachelor buttons. I did plant some early pride cucumbers here, and they are coming up. 1 there, 1 there. What did I plant here? Oh, Kentucky blue pole beans. They're coming up over there and over there and over there, all over the place. That was all last week. Over here I have Boston pickling cucumbers along the back. And early pride cucumbers back there. This is a Crispino iceberg, my third round. I'm succession planting my lettuces. This is Little Gem. This lettuce right here I got from a seed exchange in the library. At the last minute, I just grabbed them. I saw them while I was in the library, and this is butterhead lettuce. This is a Crispino that's starting to head up. Look how beautiful it looks. It's starting to head up. And then this is Little Gem, which I'm hoping I'll get little heads out of that. My peas, looking good. I have 1 flower over there. That's the Easy Peasy peas. This is, what were these called? Oh, Garden Sweet peas. And these are the Sugar Snap peas. And as you know, my lettuce, this whole thing of loose leaf lettuce, I've been like literally taking the whole head off, and I come out 2 days later and it's back. It's just like, I do have a little bit of spiders on this one, so I have to clean that up. But I mean, we've had, I can't even tell you, probably 12 salads, huge salads for like 12, 14 people when I had company out of this little tiny lettuce patch. I just cut it and it keeps coming back. These potatoes are huge. I don't know if you can see how big they are. These are 7-gallon bags. Look at how big they are. Huge. My carrots are doing a little better. I'm kind of glad that they all didn't come up at once. There's a couple of weeds. Let me get that weed out. Because now I won't have like 100 carrots all at once. So that's pretty good. My onions, same thing, my onions, although I wish they were doing a little better. They're pretty good. These plants I have to plant. These are ranunculus. I don't know if I'll ever grow them again, but I did get 1 bud. Look. Isn't that pretty? They're just too fussy for me. And one of my failures. Look at my broccoli. It bolted. So I think I'm going to get in here today and pick this. It's just about to bolt. That one over there is just about to bolt. This head was really nice and tight and gorgeous, but I think we can eat that one. So I'm gonna pick some of this broccoli today. The Brussels sprouts are looking great. Let me show you the cabbage. Sorry, I'm sniffly. The cabbage is heading up really nicely. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? It's kind of hard to see through the insect netting. Over here I have more potatoes, more broccoli. This is not under insect netting, but you know what? It's doing fine. I mean, it might bolt. It's getting kind of loose, the head. But this one looks good, nice and tight. They all have heads. I have one sunflower in this corner. Ooh. And then over here I have the spinach, which also did bolt. But it's late in the season, so I get it. Look at my celery, how great it looks. The celery's doing fantastic. I have a whole bunch of celery. And my Japanese Neji bunch and onions are doing decent. Some cosmos. And then one more bed, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Still have to plant up this planter. Over here, last week is where I planted the dragon tongue beans, and you can see they're coming up. This here. And back here, some more early Pride cucumbers and some Kentucky blue green beans. I wanted to grow these all of these varieties on both sides of my garden. The other side's a little shady. This gets more sun. I wanted to see, like a little experiment, what did better. Over here, my ground cherry, even though it's looking a little worse for wear, like some of the leaves are looking a little sunburned. We've been eating them. They're absolutely delicious. Oh, here's one on the ground. Let me get it. I'll show you. I never had these before. This one might be too far gone. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I wish I had a camera holding my camera. See, look at it. Focus. See it? That's the ground cherry. Now, oh shoot, I dropped it. It's delicious. They're really, actually really good. They're very sweet. I'm gonna eat it. Yum, crunchy and delicious. And there's another sunflower. So that's it, guys. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't show you what I have still to plant. I have all these plants still to plant. This is Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth. I have all kind of echinacea that I grew from seed. What is this? Calendula, sea holly, aster. Oh, look at this nasturtium blooming in the pot. Oh, this poor thing, it's got to get in the pot. But yeah, some smooth sunflowers. Over here, I have delphiniums. I got to get in the. I have extra tomatoes I'm going to give to my cousins. I have some more echinacea, some coleus, look at this nasturtium. I forget what this is called. Let me see. I think I wrote it down, but isn't it pretty? Oops. Something dwarf nasturtium. Was it dwarf Alaskan gold, maybe, nasturtium? That could be it. I can't remember. And then I have all these. This is a pot of annuals I have to plant. So guys, let me show you what the bunny damage is, and then I'm gonna sign out. It's just about raining right now. I wish I could give you a tour of my perennial bed because it looks beautiful. Maybe I'll do that in a separate video. But I planted these last weekend, straw flower. I put in some Zinderella peach zinnias, and they're all coming up. You can see them all coming up right here. But look what they did to my bachelor button. The bunnies ate it. Ugh. What's this? Oh, scabiosa. In the back, I planted a whole row of gladiolus, and they're starting to come up. You can see them right there, coming up. This is when I was planting this autumn joy sedum. These two pieces broke off, so I just stuck them in the ground, and actually they look okay. They might grow. I have a Millennium Dahlia that hasn't come up yet. I just planted it last weekend. And over here, you know, my rose, some of my Generous Gardener rose, kind of going by now. It still has, oh, there's another bud. There's another beautiful bud coming right there. Pretty. And then over here, my Zinderella peach. Something munched all my asters. Look at, they ate it from here. They ate this one right to the nub. Oh. So this is a raised beds. Ate this one to the nub. So I think it's bunnies because I haven't seen deer in this yard. Yeah, I am so mad. And something is munching on my dahlias. I gotta put some bug and slug or something in here. Anyways, so that's the overview. I hope you enjoyed this quirky video, as always. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll get sun soon and I can come out and show you the rest of the garden. Bye-bye.